That's some Urban Meyer shit, the back hug.
Oh, man.
Doesn't it never look good? It just never looks good.
Never looks
Urban
good.
loves back hugs.
Yeah, he does.
Hell
I'll take
yeah.
shots at that asshole any chance I get.
All
All right. Episode 17 of the Fair Enough podcast. It's draft week. It's the Super Bowl. We're getting
Literally
Barry back.
draft week.
We're getting somebody. We're going to get somebody good, I think, hopefully. Yeah, episode 17 of the Fair Enough podcast. Bob sitting here in Detroit. Michael sitting over there in Losertown of Chicago.
Fuck you.
Jack in Mount Pleasant. Fire up. Yeah. And we have the draft to get into. Obviously, we'll do a little breakdown of that. We have some. Mike is pissed. Mike's pissed about some things.
Yeah, I'm a little butthurt.
So.
Yeah.
And we have we'll talk a little Twitter and the Elon Musk stuff and how it might change social media. But first, episode 17 of the Fair Enough podcast, as always, is brought to you by Rogue Creative. Shout out to John and the Rogue Creative team. They still got that deal going on. So if you are looking in the month of, the end of April, more into May here, to kind of make a big play for your business and make some changes, give John a call. Him and the Rogue Creative team are the best at what they do when it comes to graphic design for your small business. They're going to do it at a portion of the cost of the big guys, but you're going to get the same, if not better quality than the big guys, those big agencies. So go follow them, Rogue Creative _ on Instagram. And you can find them at roguecreative.org and get that 30-day exclusive deal that the Rogue Creative team's putting out there right now. So shout out to John, shout out to Rogue Creative, our never-ending sponsor. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and if you guys are going on to Rogue Creative and stuff, make sure you let them know where you found them. Shout out the pod. And let John and the team know that we are trying to do our due diligence out here as a podcast. Definitely. So, but yeah, I also want to make an announcement.
Okay.
I don't think last week was a bad episode or anything, but I didn't say it. I was feeling kind of like dog shit, and I was dealing with some allergies and stuff, and I was kind of sick the whole week actually. So I apologize towards the end. I ran out of my water. So I had to eat something to moisten up my mouth. So if you heard me chewing at the end of the episode, I do apologize for that. But I felt like I was fucking eating a bag of mummy dicks. So I had to moisten my mouth up somehow. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I re-listened to the episode and I was like, oh, there it is, you fucking idiot. But
disgusting.
I was just dealing with some shit and I kind of.
But no days off. No days off.
Yeah, no days off.
We fucking work it. If it's Tuesday, we're recording. Bet your sweet ass.
Absolutely.
Rain 100%. Or shine.
Yeah, I also want to just this is some stuff that might go down. I don't know. Got some things possibly in the works. I got these. They're called Kraken gummies. Kraken Canna from Canna Pros. They're Delta 8 gummies out of first some THC gummies. Potential new sponsor. I don't know. A buddy of mine is a COO. He handed me some stuff. He wants me to try it. Not going to do it on the pod for you guys this week. I got to see what they do to me before I act up on the pod. But I just want to kind of shout them out because it was real cool him to just give me some samples to see where that goes. But anyways, I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, let's hear it.
One, I'm just going to get into overall fans in general. These fans, including us, including everybody, need to relax. This shit that happened in New York is absolutely absurd, dude. You saw what happened, right? Obviously.
Yeah, they got food and drinks thrown at them.
Dude,
and anything else that they could find.
If you're ever a fucking in the first row or the fucking highest row above, and you think you have the right to throw anything at a fucking pro athlete, especially after your fucking team just had probably one of their best wins of the season so far. They've been struggling. The guy hits a fucking walk-off double in extras, and what you do is you ruin it. by fucking throwing shit at a goddamn offending player. Are you kidding me, dude? I saw that shit and I've come to the conclusion, not only Yankees fans, but I just think the Northeast are just the biggest scum fans in the goddamn world.
They
I
are.
mean, from Boston to Philly to New York, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
And I just think that's disgusting.
No, it
But
sucks, and it, like you said, it ruins. I mean, the Yankees don't want to see it. Like it ruined their
yeah,
win. Like that was the
yeah,
only thing that people were talking about after. You know,
exactly. And like the fact that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton had to go out into the outfield and be like, "Hey, man, like let's not
they
do
did
that."
that.
Like,
I didn't see that
yeah,
part.
yeah. At the
Ah,
end, like,
shit.
because a couple of the guys on the Indians were getting all kind of pissed, and you saw Miles Straw like climb up on the fence and was like, probably was clearly talking shit. Um,
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
like,
He was
yeah. So
pissed.
then, oh, he was something. He must have actually got hit with something because he was
Yeah.
irate. But yeah, when your team has to come out there and tell you guys to like stop fucking throwing stuff and making a mockery of the goddamn like, that's it's so fucking embarrassing and just a shame as a whole.
Yeah.
But
No,
you
it
want to know what
sucks.
else? Yeah, but you want to know what else is a shame? When you're at a goddamn game and you are sitting there talking at like the top of your fucking lungs, not even watching the game, in someone's ear behind you. Last time I was at the Hawks game, bro, and I'm sitting like upper in the 300 level. So it's like you're either getting the Homer fucking season ticket holders that are like rah rah rah, like the party, or
Yep.
you're
The
getting
best
dickheads.
people.
Yeah, the best people, or you're getting dickheads that don't pay attention and they sit there and just yap their fucking jaws all game long,
Yeah.
dude.
Not about the game.
I literally lost focus for like I went like this at one point to like hold my fucking ears shut to be like, "Hey guy, I can hear you and I don't want to hear this anymore." I was getting I was getting so mad. And
What was he
not
talking
only
about?
this is okay, this is what I was about to get into. Not only was he talking the whole game, he was talking to people he didn't know.
Oh no! So
It
he's just the worst person on the
Oh
planet in
yeah.
general.
So he clearly was a hockey fan because he was like, weak side, point this. Where I'm like, I hate those guys too because it's like, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Those are
shut the
the
fuck
those
up.
are the shoot guys on the power play.
Yeah, exactly. Woo! Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But then not only then he's talking about how his kids play hockey and how they're getting fucking 11 high scores on their ACTs and their SATs, and
Oh no!
I'm like, what is going on? Then I like look behind me, and they don't know each other. They don't know each other. Where I'm like,
If there's one
dude,
thing that other people don't care about, it's your fucking kids.
your kids, exactly. Then they're like, he's like
Nobody
talking
gives
about,
a shit.
yeah. Then this dude starts talking about like his high school hockey days and like how
Oh no!
he wasn't the best goal scorer, but he fucking can he was always there to like break up the fights and like get in people's faces and blah blah blah. And I'm like, so you were the cool guy on the team.
At what point?
Not only are you what point? What's up, Jack?
At what point though is somebody allowed to just say shut the fuck up? I mean, if this guy's talking to a bunch of people that not only does he not know, but like he's bothering these other folks, somebody's just got to say it, you know?
Dude,
I think at a hockey game, I think it should be a pretty quick, like, hey, dude, like, just shut the fuck up. We're trying to watch the game.
yeah,
It's not, it's or any sporting event. I guess besides baseball. Baseball's like not as
dude.
ruckus of an atmosphere, but like an NFL game or an NHL game, dude, shut the fuck up. I think
My
you can
thing
say
was,
that.
I don't think it was like that. I don't think it's that bad if you're literally just talking. But he was like yelling, like he was like everyone can hear it. Where it's like if you
Yeah, that's so
if
annoying.
you were just talking like, hey, blah blah blah, like with the person next to you, whatever it is, what it is. You're here to socialize and stuff. But like just yelling and talking about the most random shit, and then like kept repeating himself. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
what like what do you want? And they like the girl that I fucking was with, some girl is the reason why I got free tickets, and she just hit me up randomly like, hey, you want to go to a Hawks game? I was like, Yeah. And then I was
Fuck
like,
yeah.
maybe I'll get some butt too. But that
Hell
was
yeah.
not really an
Let's
option.
parlay that.
Yeah,
Didn't happen. All
in
right.
my head, you know what I mean? It was like, and then I was like, But
Yeah.
dude, she at one
Thinking you're
point
going to
was
get some
like,
butt? I know exactly what you mean.
yeah.
And then not get it.
Yeah.
Very well versed.
But even she was like, she started like speaking in, like out loud towards the ice and was like, man, really wish I didn't fucking have somebody behind me yelling. And I'm like,
Oh, I
yes,
love that.
like
Little
get
passive
it, get
aggressive.
it.
I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that.
it was so funny. But I'm like, man, people that do shit like that at games, whether they're fucking talking or yelling or like, I mean, like,
That guy
why
can't
do you
go to the
go
movies.
Oh, I can only fucking
That guy,
imagine.
he'll get tossed right out of there at the movies.
Yeah.
Imagine him sitting behind you at Batman for 3 hours.
Oh my god! Or him at like a horror movie, and he's like, "Don't go in there!
Yeah.
The killer's
Here he
in
comes.
there!" Yeah, here
He's
he
the
comes.
shoot
All right,
guy.
but
We
Oh
should
my
do.
God.
We might need to do a draft of fans.
The
we
worst
hate.
people. Oh my
The
god!
shoot guy, or even just events. The person that pushes you at a general admission concert.
Oh
to
my
get to the front.
god!
right, you know
Yeah,
how
dude, get out of my.
you know
face.
how like New Yorkers are notoriously like not rude, but like they're not scared to speak their mind. Is that a thing in Chicago as well?
Right.
Or are Chicagoans?
No, I think
more
that we
nice?
have
No, people are
no.
generally nicer in the Midwest. I would say Detroit and Chicago are pretty comparable when it comes to how nice
Okay.
people are.
Yeah, I think we have there's a stigma, but it's not like you're an asshole and it's like thank you. You know, that's a Tom Segura fucking reference. But like,
It's
you know,
not like that. I don't think.
yeah, it's not like, oh yeah, my father was an asshole. You know, my fucking grandfather was
So
an
am I.
asshole. Yeah, but like, yeah, I think there's some hatred especially towards Chicago people when you go outside of the city. But as a whole, like if we go out of the state at least. But as a whole, within the city, it's not like, oh, hey, we're all assholes. You know what I mean? I just think there's
Right.
just people don't like Chicagoans if you're from like the surrounding states.
Well, the murders are happening outside, like around the outskirts of the city. Correct me if I'm
they're
wrong.
in the city. Well, they're not downtown. So downtown
Right,
is
that's
not,
what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
but that's
where
not,
everybody goes, everybody's generally pretty nice.
yeah, but there's
I've
a lot of murders everywhere in the city. I mean, we're not going to talk about that, but there's just a lot of murder. I mean,
we'll go over that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You just do a quick Google search and find that we're pretty bad around here.
It's tough. It's a tough look right now. They're getting their shit together over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but I would love to do a draft where we just talk about the worst fucking people at events because it's just you just get so frustrated, and then all you can hear is this guy's voice. Like I can't even like watch the game properly. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, it ruins everything.
Yeah, I wanted to fucking kick him in the chops.
So quick before we jump off of hockey.
Okay.
So the Chicklets guys interviewed Wayne Gretzky, and it came out today.
Oh, okay.
And he was talking about how when he got traded to LA, when the trade happened from Edmonton to LA, he was considering Philly, the Kings, and the Wings. And he had chosen the Red Wings. He's like, I'm going to be a Red Wing. Chose us.
Oh, boy.
And then he said he gave his dad a call and let him know, hey, like I'm choosing the Wings. This is what I'm doing. And his dad told him there's only one Gordie Howe. And you're not going to be Gordie Howe. So go to the Kings and make your own legacy. Do your own thing.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'd like to come out and say we are an anti-Mr. Gretzky podcast. Fuck that guy. In 1988, 89, if he would have came to Detroit, the Wings had nobody. They had Stevie Y, who was 23, and they had Bob Probert, who was 23. The Russians weren't there. Like, nothing was built yet. So it would have been Gretzky and Stevie Y. Gretzky had 58 goals and 150 or some crazy assists. Like, he had 155 points. And
doing Gretzky
dude,
shit.
Stevie Y that year had 65 and 90 assists. Like, you put them on the same team, they're scoring fucking 150 plus goals. Just those.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
and then you got Bob Probert to protect Gretzky.
You know, I don't hate what the dad said though. I mean,
I don't hate it either, but fuck that guy. We could have won like every cup in the '90s was ours. Every cup in the '90s. If we would have still got the Russians.
Well, yeah, say that
not.
if you would have gotten it. Well, how do you know? How do you know? Everything could have fucking didn't. How many cups did Gretzky win? 2
in LA. I don't know. The Wings
like,
won
as a
2 in
whole.
the '90s though.
Yeah, I know, but how many? How many? Hey, Jack, look up how many cups Gretzky's got as a career. But yeah, I don't know. I think. Fuck it. I'm so happy that you told me that because fuck the Wings. Let's go.
No, fuck you, dude. Fuck you and fuck Mr. Gretzky.
And also
Or
LA too.
Wayne Gretzky's dad podcast.
LA is like, to me, it's like that's the least hockey like environment that you can think of in the whole NHL. Like you think LA and you're like, oh, the fuck. Even though they've kind of been a pretty solid franchise for however long, but
recently,
that's fuck. Yeah, I mean, since Gretzky,
Wild.
you would imagine.
He has 4 cups, by the way.
Yeah, that's funny. I like it.
Yeah.
4 cups?
It's 4 cups,
okay.
but 2 of them or 3 of them are in Edmonton,
All
aren't
of them
they?
are in Edmonton.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
All of them are in Edmonton. Yeah, he never won one in LA. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Fuck
I knew there's
Gretzky.
some
Fuck Mr. Gretzky. Go Wings.
Go Wings.
All right. What's next here?
So, also, before we get off of bad fans, too, because I'm thinking about this whole Kyrie thing.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, like, I think that all these fans and honestly, too, these fucking sports, these guys on ESPN, the Stephen A's and the Shannon Sharps and like all these dudes, they need to start chilling the fuck out on what they say, man. Because it's like, dude, all these people are like, they have been ragging on players over the last like year or so. And it's like, dude, it's pretty ballsy of them to sit there and fucking be talking shit like that. And then it's like, I don't know, it riles up the media. Then everyone's talking shit. And it's like, dude, I don't know. I think it's bad for sports when they do this.
I think it's tough to a point. But like the shit that Stephen A was saying this week about Ben Simmons, I think he was spot on with that. Like, yeah, I mean, the guy's just not a good teammate, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But just because it's accurate doesn't mean you got to say it like that. Where like you're promoting this like villainous thing, like where you're calling him like whatever. Everything is like, it's just so negative. Instead of being like, hey, yeah, this guy, has been a problem, but like it's like, you blah 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 blah. You know how Stephen A gets all animated and shit. Yeah. It's like I just feel like it's bad for sports when they do this, because then people think that fans think it's okay. Then, oh hey, Stephen A said this. Now fans think they can sit there and yell and say shit at athletes, and where it's like, well, fucking if these reporters can do it, why the fuck can't I do it? And then you get guys throwing shit in at the fans and talk. I think Miles Bridges from Charlotte threw his mouth guard in the stands and meant to hit a Hawks fan, ends up hitting that fucking chick in the face. Granted, he apologizes, but it's like you're getting all this crazy reaction and people like doing crazy shit, and I think it's bad for sports, man. Like I don't know that. Like, I don't think it's good, and I think it stems from like the league itself, like with Twitter and all this shit. I get
that, and I think
segue.
People are riled up, and I think it's a matter of separating. You got to be smart enough to separate. Okay, I saw this on TV. Stephen A was riled up. Now I'm riled up. I can't be pissed if I'm yelling at Kyrie on the court and he comes up and punches me in the face. Dude, you just got. Like, you can't fucking. Yeah. If you're gonna talk the shit, get ready to like get hit.
Yeah,
that could happen to you.
Yeah.
And Stephen A is behind the camera. It's his job to talk shit. That's how he gets paid. So
yeah,
if you're going to take that and run with it and say, okay, like now I'm allowed to do the same thing on the court, just expect some shit to happen, dude, and you deserve it. Like if you're gonna talk shit, you got to be ready to back it up. That's why I don't talk shit. I can't back it up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I definitely agree. I just think it's like that. This fucking, they're gonna start banning alcohol at fucking sporting events, or they're gonna stop. They're gonna stop letting you get fucking front row seats or floor seats at a basketball game. Like they're not gonna. Not that I'm fucking sitting courtside, but like they're gonna take this shit away, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna fuck it up for the regular fan. And I can, with the way the world is nowadays, it's soft as shit. So they're gonna fucking
Well, the thing is with this too is it's an NBA problem. Let's call
I
it what
agree.
it is.
I do
It's an
agree.
NBA problem. Like the shit that happened at Yankee Stadium, that's fucking like that's Yankees fans. They suck. The rest of the league, like that doesn't happen anywhere else in the majors. Doesn't happen in football ever. And
but
it happens all the time in the NBA.
I do think it does happen at football, but it's just they're far enough away where they can't really do it. You know what I mean?
The proximity to the NBA court is definitely
yeah. But I do think
it's a
though
gateway.
I do think baseball is a slippery slope though, because man, you're not that fucking far. I mean, I've heckled baseball players before. I'm not proud of it, but I never like swear or like fucking like say anything too vulgar or like whatever. I'm just like yelling out their name and shit. One time I was hammered drunk in the bleachers at Wrigley, and they were playing the I think there was the Indians at the time, and Ender Inciarte was a rookie, and I yelled his name Ender legitimately for like 5 innings straight, just and let me tell you what, he heard every single fucking one of them. And like at one point he legit like turned around, like they hear you, they 100% hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
And then the usher came up to me, he's like, "Hey man," and I was like, "All right." And I kept it.
Hey man, we need you to fucking relax for one inning, please. You've been doing this for 5 innings.
The thing is, though, in the bleachers at Wrigley, it's a fucking party. So, like, if you start doing shit, they fucking love. And this is back in the day. Oh, not back in the day, but like 10 years ago, and they fucking loved it. Everyone was getting on board with me. Yeah. But I don't know. I just think it's gonna end up being bad for sports. That's all I gotta say. And it might not be super quick, but over the next couple of years, I just think it's. I don't know, man. They're gonna start making dugouts at basketball games and shit.
Yeah, I think it's an NBA problem, and they need to figure out how the fuck to address it because it's a very vocal, and that's why it's so popular because they know how to fucking market their players because everybody wants to talk about it because it's like a reality show every single day in the NBA.
Yeah,
no matter
really
what's going on. This Ben Simmons shit, great for the NBA. Great, because he's a psycho. you know,
I mean, he's just an idiot. I don't understand this.
Yeah, he's a moron, and yeah.
What a child.
That's conversation for another day.
I saw a meme today though. Before we get off of that, I saw a meme today, and it was like, "Oh, the Harden Simmons trade might be the first ever lose trade in the history of the NBA."
Dude, no shit.
I just died laughing.
Seriously though, dude, do you think we don't? I mean, we're already going down here. Do you think that the super teams are dead?
Do I think that they're dead?
The idea. Do you think because putting Kyrie and Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant on a team just hasn't fucking worked, and I feel like it doesn't work like that.
I don't think the super team.
No,
is
I know
dead.
Ben Simmons hasn't played, but
I just think there are way more superstars in the league now than there were 7 to 10 years ago. Like superstars, you know what I mean? Like we're talking.
No, I agree.
The way the game has changed so much, I think that you can find. I don't think the super teams are going away. I just think there's so many really, really good players that now it's like you only need 2, and like every team's got 2. You know what I mean? Like every team has got.
And you can draft 2. You don't have to trade and go get one. Yeah.
You can sign one. You can get one, but it's just like right now, like with all these guys, the basketball, they're just so good, and like you don't got to bang down low as much. You got to be you got to be fast and you can shoot like. Like I don't think it's dead, but I do think that it's just more spread out throughout the league now. The talent, at least.
Yeah, because you're right. Because then there's, the Suns have Devin Booker, one of the best players in the league. They'll go out and get Chris Paul to kind of compliment him, and then
get a good big. Yeah, no, it's exactly like you get a guy, and then you work around him a little bit, and it's I do think that the two like the alpha superstars together though nowadays, like the 2 guards, like it's hard because like especially with like this KD, Kyrie, like, I mean you also got a bunch of jerk offs between them 3, but
when it was KD and Harden, that shit just
I think there's just players.
There's not enough balls on the court.
Yeah, so I'm saying I think there's like Harden. I think Harden, Westbrook. I mean, those two especially, like, it's hard to build around them because, like, they're both elite players. I don't think that Westbrook has lost it all. And obviously Harden's a stud, but I think there's just certain players that need, like, legit role players around them. And then there's guys that can work with other superstars. Like, I think KD could work with other superstars. He's done it in Golden State. But I think
those
that
guys knew their role in Golden State.
Well,
that's the difference.
Yeah, but also, like, you got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, fucking Draymond. I mean, that was an absolute super team.
Definitely.
With KD. But I just think, like, you have to have a couple. So I think all these teams that try to get Harden, it's like, oh, we need two, you know. But I just don't think a guy like Harden is going to fit the bill for anybody, or even Westbrook. I think those are two guys that are like Hall of Famers that never even come close to a championship.
Right.
But no, I don't think a super team is dead, personally.
What's next here?
Let's talk about this fucking Twitter shit, dude.
Hit me.
I mean,
you guys need to hit me, Jack. I feel like you got a lot of knowledge here too.
I don't know. Elon's just kind of on one per usual.
So pretty much,
he doesn't like the censorship that Twitter has gained. I don't know. He keeps calling himself a freedom of speech absolutist.
Yeah, I mean,
so he doesn't want anything to be censored.
No, and it shouldn't be. Twitter should be the Wild West, and it's more fun that way. As long as you're, I mean, I think that you can almost kind of, I mean, you can't say whatever you want, but you know what the fuck you can say and what you can't say. As long as you're not verbally assaulting people in like a very, you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. If you say a one-off thing, all right, fine. But like if you keep going at the same person and like are literally trying to ruin their life, then that's fucked. But I think Twitter just kind of has to police itself almost.
Yeah,
nobody's going to die.
He was saying
Twitter.
Something similar to that. So instead of like removing people's accounts for saying messed up stuff, he's like, if the algorithm knows that that's messed up, we just won't promote it. We won't make the algorithm susceptible to erupting tweets. You know, some edgy, controversial stuff doesn't need to be on the headline of Twitter, you know, rather than letting it pop off and then getting everybody pissed off. We'll just let it grow on its own. You know, we won't let the algorithm promote this.
So you think they can make an algorithm that successfully kind of deters that kind of content?
And another thing he's doing is he's making all these algorithms open source. So anybody with a computer can go and look at all the code that is Twitter, which allows for people to make suggestions and stuff. So like if they see the algorithm doing something whack, anybody can point it out, which is a beautiful thing.
They can't change it, but they can point it out.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. That seems like a no-brainer.
That's what I thought. I didn't know that it wasn't open source.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about all that. I think that might be problematic if it's not. I don't know. Then again, I have no idea how the fuck they're.
Well, I don't think enough people are going to care. I don't think enough people are going to care about the open source other than people that actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I bet you everyone's going to be like, oh, I can put my hand in Twitter. Like, I can fucking, I don't know. We'll see about that.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. If you're going to waste your time sending Twitter a bunch of fucking DMs saying, hey, I don't know anything about coding, but here's my suggestion.
Maybe.
They get those anyway. They get those now.
Yeah, I was going to say they probably get those already.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. From my understanding of this whole thing is that Elon literally bullied Twitter into fucking selling it to them. No joke. If you look at the like timeline, he like started buying stock into Twitter like beginning of the year, and then like bought more, and then like Twitter was like, "Hey, we don't want Elon to have more than 15% worth of the shares of Twitter," so they try to like make a deal with him and shit. And while he's buying all this. Go ahead.
I saw they were trying to flood the market with more
Yeah.
with more Twitter stock, so that his share would be
less
less of a
valuable.
percent.
Yeah, percentage. And then this guy's like fucking as he's buying all this fucking stock and shit, or all the Twitter, he's talking shit about Twitter on Twitter. This dude literally was using Twitter to be like, "Is Twitter dying?" Blah blah blah. Like
best.
this play, but I'm like, oh my. So, and then they put him like on the board, and then they were like, hey, 44 billion here, you can have it. That's the most gangster shit I've ever heard in my entire life, dude.
Yeah, it is
Like,
real
Well,
gangster.
he tried to get on the board, and then he did.
Yeah.
And then when he went to buy more stock, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
Like, he
they
wasn't allowed to hold a certain percentage of stock and still be on the board. So he was like, okay, never mind. I don't want to be on the board. I'd rather just buy the company.
Exactly. That's the most gangster shit I've ever heard, dude. Like, what the fuck? He's just like, oh, okay, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna own it. And then they're like, yeah, I guess that's a lot of money.
Dude, I was watching a TED Talk with him from the other day, and he's trying to bring on as many shareholders as he can, so that he doesn't have to buy it outright. and the guy that was interviewing Elon said that, and then Elon laughed, and he's like, well, even if none of them come, I could still afford it. And I was like, you're you're an asshole.
I love that, dude. Even he can do whatever he wants, man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. If he was like, I want to be the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, and they said no, he'd just be like, all right, I'll buy the fucking team and I'll be the quarterback.
Do you think that
I'll be the only player?
Do you think
I'll
that
be the only player?
He has any intentions of making Twitter pay to play? Because I know he wants to make it private.
I highly doubt that. Right, Jack?
I don't know.
Why would he do that? Why would he? What would be his? I mean, obviously it'd be, money, but I don't. I think his whole point of this is the freedom.
It's freedom of speech, but freedom of speech doesn't have to be. Yeah, freedom of speech.
It should be fucking free.
Free to talk. I mean, that's why I'm asking. I'm just generating questions. I don't know what does private mean. What the fuck does private mean then if you don't have to pay for it? You know what I mean? That's why I'm just curious. I don't know about all this shit.
That's a question for somebody smarter than us.
I think that making it private just removes the aspect of that board of directors. With a private company, there doesn't need to be a public board of investors that are making the decisions that run the company.
And also too, then it takes the agenda out of things too. I'm pretty sure, because obviously Twitter pushes towards what they want to push. Like if they want to push shit, they are going to push what they want. You know what I mean? I feel like all social media does that. So I guess that makes sense too. But
and not that I want to toot this guy's horn anymore, but he did say, and this is a quote, he said, I do not care about the economics of Twitter. He said he's doing it purely out of free speech. So, and I don't know how much truth that has to it. I mean, I don't think that this guy's walking around thinking of ideas on how to make money. I think he already did that and succeeded. So, I don't know. I got high hopes though.
No, and he's going to make his money. He's going to make his money on Twitter, the same way that fucking Twitter's making money. So I
think though, he's kind of fucking over my guy Johnny Depp though, bro. You see that? So they were having obviously the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing's going on. And Elon is one of the guys that old girl was kind of messing around with. And committing in, I didn't know that. There's a video of Elon and her hugging in a and not front hugging, back hugging, where he's holding her from behind in an elevator. And I guess they had relations before too. So better watch out for my boy Johnny Depp, bro. That's my guy.
A back hug is a lot different than a front hug.
Yeah, a back hug is real. Yeah, it's not PG-13.
Those are different stories.
That's some Urban Meyer shit, the back hug.
Oh, man.
It never looks good. It just never looks good.
Never looks good.
Urban loves back hugs.
Yeah, he does. I'll take shots at that asshole any chance I get. Fuck Urban, fuck the Buckeyes.
I just wonder if how Zuckerberg's feeling about. I wonder if there's any threat, because I mean, Facebook owns everything, right? Instagram, fucking Snapchat, and a couple other things, right? Don't they have a bunch of shit? So what if he goes and tries to buy fucking Facebook, or somebody tries?
He's got to buy Facebook and Instagram together, because those Facebook and Instagram are one unit now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Zuckerberg's
Snapchat's
got
in
both
that
of them.
too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this dude's just gonna be out, this motherfucker right there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
I don't know.
Zuckerberg would ever part ways.
Sell. Yeah,
Yeah.
why would he? But then again,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Dude,
I feel like
to jack the Winklevoss twins off to get it. So I don't think
That's
he's
what I
giving
mean.
that guy up ever.
Great
yeah,
movie.
but I mean, I feel like fucking Facebook is already kind of like not dying, but like it's just kind of shitty. So I mean, for the right price, I take
It's
it
shitty,
out.
yeah. For people our age, it's awful.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's still cool when you get to hear about your friends and like how they're doing and shit. But like as like a
If
news
they use
outlet and
it.
all the yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but like yeah, exactly. You got all these dumbass memes and these dumbass videos, and it's just like it's all fucking political
Basically,
and
like
shit.
if you got a kid, you probably pop on Facebook all day, every day. If you don't have a kid, you probably don't.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't have kids.
Have you guys ever gotten?
Yeah, but you're
have
not
you guys
on
ever
there all
gotten
the time.
just absolutely
Not all the time.
lost in Facebook videos or not?
Yeah, cooking.
I'm not a Facebook vids guy.
Oh, Maddie Matheson,
Wow,
baby.
you gotta be.
Oh my god.
I'm a TikTok guy.
You said cooking.
Yeah, dude, I love watching cooking videos.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go down. Gordon Ramsay and Maddie Matheson are my fucking dogs. I'll watch them cook shit all day long.
But back to Instagram and Facebook jargon, I feel like not only is Facebook falling off, but in my life at least, Instagram has completely fallen off. I find it hard to give myself reasons of why the fuck I'm still on that app.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but why,
I don't know. All of my friends are on there though, so like I
Yeah.
just kind of, you know,
Yeah, that's
stick
valid.
around
I
to
just
see what
I
everybody's
don't
doing.
I don't give a fuck.
I feel like
Most of the time, I guess.
Right. And you shouldn't. You should never really give a fuck.
but
But
I do feel like if you actually are like looking, I mean, if you're not looking for like news or looking for bullshit, Instagram is probably the best one to like
Mhm.
actually be in,
shut your brain off
yeah.
and just kind of see what your friends are doing.
Yeah,
Rather than
exactly.
see through all the
Instead of-
bullshit.
Yeah, instead of just fucking mindless content, on TikTok and all that
Right.
shit. Like, which they all have their own. There's a use for all of them. I think still. I've
Definitely.
never had a Twitter, but because of all this bullshit, I might. It literally makes me want to get a Twitter. So once everything is all private, I might jump on Twitter just for the boys.
Twitter is the best source for like news and shit. I think.
That's
'Cause,
what
like,
I've been
when
told.
Schefter's putting something out, it's fucking Twitter is the first place he goes. Like, or when there's a Woj bomb or anything sports related for news. And I'm sure I don't follow CNN or any actual like news. So that's just not me. But I'm sure it's the same way there too. Like, I'm sure they get that shit up on Twitter ASAP. So I don't know. That's why I like Twitter. But yeah, GG's. Yeah.
Shout out to Elon.
Shout out to Elon. Actually, it's.
Oh
The
yeah,
pick is in.
yeah, whatever,
He
dude.
did Monday Night Football. Still plays.
Yeah, still plays. Definitely plays.
Just drop both of those in there, Jack. In post. Okay. The reason we're here today is because the Lions and Bears are going to be making some draft picks on Thursday. Actually, the Bears aren't. Bears are going to be making some draft picks on Friday.
I was about to say no, we're not.
for that, because of Khalil Mack. Shout out to Khalil Mack. I have a few thoughts. I'd like to go quickly through my Lions wish list. I also have a Bears wish list. And it's positive. It's not like I want the Bears to suck wish
like
list. It's like I think the Bears could
do?
Yeah, I think
okay.
what I think that they should do. Matt Miller dropped his mock today on ESPN, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty interesting. There's some things that I hated, but I think the things that I hated because other teams were prospering with these moves that he was making, and it was pissing me off. especially teams in the NFC North. So the Lions have 2, 32, and 34.
It's insane.
Unfortunately, the 2 pick means nothing. Nobody gives a shit about it. There is no guy that you want to go get in the top 10. You're going to get the same value at 2 that you're going to get at fucking 6. Like,
yeah,
the top 10 are just kind of interchangeable. So if we get Hutch, great. If we get Thibodeau, great. I don't think anybody can say definitively either way. Hey, I mean, you never can, but especially with these 2 guys, it's like one is kind of maybe doesn't love football as much as you want him to, but he's a fucking freak athlete.
Who's that?
That's Tibbs.
Okay.
Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon. And then Aiden Hutchinson loves football, crazy drive, tries his ass off, like has a couple of sick moves, but doesn't have all the same tools that Thibodeau does. So it's like kind of pick your poison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could both guys develop into freaks? Sure. Could both guys stink in 5 years? Absolutely. I could see a Jadeveon Clowney situation happening for either one of these guys. Especially Hutch, because he had David Ojabo on the other side of him, who before his Achilles injury was going to be a top 15 pick as well. So who the fuck knows if Hutch was just having some help or if he really is that dominant. So the 2 pick, not that interesting to me. And unfortunately, because nobody is seemingly willing to make a move, it'd be sick to trade out of that 2 pick, but there is no Justin Fields. There is no fucking, Trevor Lawrence. There is no guy that's worth going up to get. So It's really going to be, the interesting thing is going to be the middle of the draft and see how it plays out, because the Lions having that 32 pick is fascinating to me. Because something that people forget about is keeping that 5th-year option that you get in the first round.
Yeah.
Because you lose that once you get into the second round. So it's valuable to jump back into the first round and get that guy to hold him there. Okay, boring shit's over. Let's get into guys.
Hey, before we go on that, so why when you talk about Thibodeau, do you say that he doesn't want to play football? I honestly don't know what that's about. I need an explanation.
People are concerned about he's interested in other shit. He's really into crypto and stuff like that. Like, he's interested in things off the field, and he's been very vocal about it. Okay. And I guess not only because of that, because you shouldn't care if somebody has interests off the field. I fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Especially if they're into, it's smart guy shit. They're into investing, and he wants to look after himself, which is great,
of course,
which everybody should do.
100%.
But I think his personality in general, it sounds like, just rubs some people the wrong way. From people that have came out. I listened to Rappaport say it a few times on the McAfee show when guys after the pro day were just like, I don't know, like, he's an absolute freak. But might not have passed the sit down with the GM test.
So I have 2 examples in pro sports right now of guys that kind of in the similar boat. Number 1, Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know different sports. These are both going to be different sports. Anthony Edwards, that was his big thing too. Oh, he's just a freak athlete. Do we know if he actually wants to play basketball? This, that, and the other thing. And now all the guy wants to do is be the best at everything he does, which he literally thinks he's the best at everything he does. It's hilarious. But he's turning into a freak that they thought he was going to be. He's actually like a team player. He's actually this. He's actually that. So to me, I think that's such bullshit if you don't draft a guy because of that. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be his livelihood. Like, you could go do the crypto, you can go whatever, but it's like, if you're not the guy who has that fucking the NFL contract to back you up a little bit, get the fuck out of my face. So I think that's bullshit. Number 2, Sugar Sean O'Malley of the UFC. That guy is one of the best fucking bantamweights in the goddamn, or whatever he is. I think he's a bantamweight in the fucking world right now, right? Granted, he's still kind of moving up to it. That guy parties his balls off, hates training, fucking streams on the side to make money, fucking has a line of like weed fucking glass and shit. Like he's doing all this shit, and look at him, he's a stud in his league. So I think that's such garbage that your whole life has to be football in order to be a productive player and even a Hall of Famer or whatever. Because it's proven, it's shown. Like nowadays, like the social media, everything, there's so much going on. So I think that's bullshit, and I think that if that dude's draft stock is lowered because of that, then GMs are just fucking old school, and it's bullshit. So I want to go over that real quick.
I couldn't agree more. I don't think that it's going to end up hurting him at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would be worried about is if he got to Detroit and he was like, "Fuck this place! Like I don't want to live here." You know?
Yeah, I mean
that would be the only thing. Like if he's playing his ass off to get a contract somewhere else because he wants to get the fuck out of here, like that's fine. But I just don't want that here.
And that's one thing you will not get out of Hutchinson, obviously, because he's a fucking
Plymouth
homer.
Guy. He's from here.
Yeah, which that makes sense. But also, I don't think you would stray away because of the other shit. I get that though. You don't want to be in it. That's how we feel in Chicago for all sports. Like nobody wants to be here. It's cold, dude. We have seasons. Like nobody wants to be here. But yeah. Anyways, go on. Let's get into the fucking the meat of the draft then, Bucko.
Yeah, let's get in the fun shit here. I've been watching mostly wide receiver film.
Dude,
because
hold on. One more thing about the second pick.
That's the biggest part of this draft.
One more thing about the second pick, because I have to get off my fucking plate because I think it was the funniest thing. I saw a mock draft earlier or yesterday or some shit that had the Lions taking Kenny Pickett at 2.
Yeah. See, that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
if we take any of these quarterbacks at 2,
yeah, nightmare. Okay.
Cancel the season.
All right, I just wanted to bring that one up and just see how you felt about that because that's a wild move. I don't think it's worth it at all. But
no, that's horrible. They need to take a playmaker on defense there. And it's not. His name is not Kyle Hamilton either. For all those Kyle Hamilton guys, not worth it. So I've been watching a lot of receiver film. The receivers in this draft are stupid.
Yeah,
through the third round are stupid.
Yeah,
both Olave and Garrett Wilson are projected to kind of go in the middle.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and it sounds like Drake London, who is from USC, he's an absolute freak, length guy, goes up and gets every ball.
Typical USC number one, literally. I mean, they've had a problem. They've had 10 of them in the last 30 years. They've had
the Mike Williams. It's that kind of guy.
That typical guy.
He's a problem. Yeah, so he'll be gone. The interesting 3 for me, actually, there's 4. The interesting 4 for me that could be around when the Lions pick at 32. The first one is my pipe dream, and that's Treylon Burks. He's a wide receiver out of Arkansas. When you watch this guy, you watch him for one play, you're like, oh shit, that's AJ Brown. Oh fuck, wait, no, it's not. Dude, this guy looks exactly like AJ Brown and plays like a freak. Like he's going to push you off the line. And he's going to dominate you on slants, and he can also burn you on the outside. The dude's just overall a problem.
Yeah,
and
not a speed burner, 6'2", but runs a 4.5, but he's big and strong. Yep. Yeah. That's the guy I want the Bears to take. So I read a little bit about him.
He's nasty. Yeah, he's nasty. And any tape you watch on him, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. And
100%.
Even more so, dude. It would be a toss-up for me if they were like, do you want Olave, Wilson, or Treylon Burks? I'd have to sit there for a while, and you'd have to really convince me to not take Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
But a more realistic, I think he's going to be gone. Unfortunately, I think he's going to go to an NFC North rival, but I'll get to that at the end here. Next guy, which would be my ideal place, my ideal pick here, would be George Pickens, the wide receiver from Georgia.
Nope.
I know you don't get it. Dude, watch.
Why? Tell me why. because he played 4 games this year, or however many games. The guy, he's broken. He's glass. He's skinny.
I know he's broken, and that scares me. And I'm the one that preaches about injuries all the time too, which is I'm coming on here and being very hypocritical to what I normally say. But the fit for what the Lions need, I think George Pickens kind of hits that, because Amon-Ra is going to be a very good slot receiver in the league. Like, he had 90 grabs last year. I think he can kind of keep doing that. But they need somebody on the outside that can be a true one.
A true,
and at 6'2", this dude tosses people off the line. You see it on his film. He tosses Dax Hill, who is a first-round safety out of Michigan this year. He tosses another guy from Auburn. He tosses another guy from Bama. Like, he's super physical at the line, and he has disgusting hands. Like, the dude catches everything, especially in the end zone. He makes those Devontae Smith type, those Julio type catches on the sideline where it's like, how the fuck did he just grab that? Like, his arms extended to grab that. Crisp route runner, not crazy speed, but good enough. I mean, he's just your typical. He's your one in the league. He's kind of like a smaller Mike Evans, right? He's going to go out there. He's going to catch everything. He's not going to blaze.
He's literally exactly. He's AJ Green, dude. And granted, AJ Green has had a phenomenal career, but I don't know if he's as good as AJ Green was. And
no, I wouldn't say. I mean, it's impossible to say that.
No, he's got to get. He's got to get bigger. He has to get bigger,
and he will. Yeah, you know he will.
So, which obviously this is with everything. I mean, that's any draft, but I am not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan. I know he's good, and I know he's proven he's good when he's on the field. But I'm
the
not
ACL scares you.
Yeah, man. It scares me. That's all. But then again, I also say this, and I would take either of the 2 Alabama receivers at 39 in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Even though they both are dealing with fucking torn ACL. So,
last 2 guys here. Jahan Dotson, the Penn State guy.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. He's good. For the Lions, though, he's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He doesn't do anything spectacular. He's going to be a good slot guy for somebody. We don't need 2 of those. We just fucking don't. He's not a speedster. Like, he doesn't bring anything extra to the table that could, help Amon-Ra or help the quarterback. He'd just be another good slot guy, which is fine, which is great for somebody. He has disgusting hands and body control. The guy just twists any way that he needs to for the ball, but not for me. Last guy, Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. 6'3", guys 10 times faster than anybody on the field. They used a shit ton for end arounds. And it's not like, oh, he's fast for the FCS. It's like, this guy was 5 strides ahead of everybody. Like, he would have been fucking fast anywhere. It's different if they're like, oh, he's kind of outrunning guys every once in a while. No, he's 10 yards ahead of everybody at all times if he gets smoked in space. So
yeah,
he's a one-trick pony. He kind of reminds me of what people were saying about DK when he was coming out. Like, this guy runs straight and that's it.
Yeah,
and that turned out to be a pretty good trick as far as DK was concerned. So, who knows what this guy could be? I don't want us to take a flyer on him there, but I think somebody in the second round is going to be blessed to have that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But for my picks there, it would be Hutch or Thibodeau at 2. I don't care which one.
You don't think that Walker kid's going to get you think he's consensus number 1?
I don't know.
Okay, so what if Hutch goes number 1? You're okay with the other kid?
If Hutch goes 1, we get Thibodeau. Sure, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
What about? So you don't think Walker is an option at all? Isn't he a linebacker or an edge rusher or something? Or am I missing something?
No, he is. There hasn't been any smoke there as far as the Lions are concerned. I don't know how interested they are in him, but that's just a name that hasn't been thrown around at all, by the beat writers or anything like that.
Yeah. I got you.
I'm not sure on that. But yeah, it would be Thibodeau or Hutch at 2, At 32, I'm hoping, praying that Nakobe Dean is going to be there, the linebacker from Georgia. Tries harder than everybody on the field at all times. Sure tackler. If you're a Lions fan, you know how fucking frustrating it was to watch them, not only last year, but how long have I been alive? The last 27 years.
You're
watching
old as
them trying
fuck.
to tackle. They stink at tackling. They always have. It's been a fucking problem forever. Hopefully Dan Campbell fixes that. But a guy like Nakobe Dean being inside, in the middle, the guy had 7.5 sacks and 2 picks last year too. The guy does everything. So to have him as a leader
And
in the
he's
middle of the
fast
defense,
as
something that they
fuck.
desperately need. Dude, he's so fast.
Yeah, he's so
And
fast.
he just
It's
cares,
impressive.
dude. He's one of those guys that just fucking cares. He like the film, and that's what all the Georgia people were saying about him too. Like he doesn't take a play off ever.
Yeah,
Doesn't
guy's
matter.
just good. Yeah.
He's just good.
I
He's
love
3
that.
downs. He's 3 downs.
Gotta love
And then
that.
34, take George Pickens. So Hutch,
Georgia.
Kobe Dean, George Pickens. Yep. And
Fucking
I'd be
Detroit
that's
Bulldogs.
my dream scenario. Other alternate dream scenario would be trading out of that 32.
Oh.
Trading out of the 32. I know we're not. The trading out of the 2 was just not even.
Yeah, there's
feasible.
not, like you said. Yeah, there's nothing worth it up there to
There's
trade
nobody-
trade the house for. Yeah, you're right.
But that 32 is going to be a fucking dangling carrot, especially depending on which of these receivers fall, which of these offensive tackles are still there at the end of the first round. People are going to be like, "Oh shit, we need to go and get this guy, and we need him for long term. So let's slip in the that 32 spot." If we can trade out there and get somebody's second and somebody's third,
yeah,
fucking run it.
Would you do?
I'm all in.
How do you feel about you trade up or you trade back or whatever for like, okay, so you're gonna get up 2 picks this year, like a second and a fourth this year, but you're also gonna get like a third next year. How do you feel about that? Like where it's like you're trading up, but you're getting only 1 pick, really 1 real pick out of it for this draft, but in the future you're getting, I fucking kind of hate that.
I'm fine with it. I would be fine with it for the Lions right now because of the place that we're in.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think you would be fine with it too.
Yeah, I mean that's
in the place that the Bears are in. I mean, we're not looking at a 2023 Division W here.
No, I know. I mean,
know
that's what we fucking did last year, though. We traded. We swapped first, and then we gave up this year's for like the whole Justin Fields trade. Because I'm pretty sure the Khalil Mack that's not a thing anymore. I think this year's no first round pick is because of Justin Fields, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
So it's like, and we don't have a fourth this year because of that, and it's just like.
Yeah, because your first round pick, the Giants have it, so I think that was from the Justin Fields.
No, yeah, it is. It's 100%. That's what it is. But like I think like as a team, or I guess a team like the Giants, it's worth it because like you said for them, like they weren't gonna do shit last year, and it's like now they got a second, top 10 pick. I mean, I'm just all here for the present, like. I'm not the guy that simulates fucking 4 seasons of your fucking NHL, franchise season to get to the draft picks. Like I'm trying to win now,
Well, I think a problem with our view too is that we haven't seen the whole thing put together. You kind of have. You've been to a Super Bowl, but like I like the here and now thing too because it's like, okay, what are we putting together? We've been putting some shit together for the last fucking 60 years. What are we waiting for?
No, yeah, that's true. Or it's like, man, it's like, yeah. That's definitely the worst.
Yeah, but I just patience is tough.
I just like, I hate the projects. I hate the fucking projects in the NFL. Like, this is the one thing I really want to talk about as a Bears fan on this fucking episode for the draft is, can we please? As the Bears, can we please take primetime players this year? Like, obviously Fields is big. That was huge. That's the first time. Even like every first rounder that we ever get, it's like, who is that guy? And then it's like they end up being good, or they, or they don't. Which most of them they don't. But it's like, really? Like, it's always like we take some dude from fucking, Kansas State Penitentiary and we fucking say, oh, this dude, look at this guy. We take a fucking Mitch Trubisky, played 8 games where it's like, what is going on? This is why I want to take receiver at 39, and I want it to be obviously the 2 guys from Ohio State are not going to fall, which is unfortunate. But I want a fucking either a Big Ten star, an SEC guy, or I want one of the Alabama guys, or I want that kid from Arkansas. I don't know if they're going to land there, but that's who I want, because I want a guy who is legit. Yeah, because once again, like, the reason why I would love an Ohio State guy is because I think that once again we're not going to get them, but I think that it's crucial. Like if you threw to the guy in college, like that, there's that chemistry is already there. You know what I mean? Like if you look at most of the time, like if you play with a dude in college, I mean Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are obviously fucking exhibit A.
Example.
Yeah. But like. That's why I would love. That's why. What's the dude with the 3 names? In Jigba or whatever.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
He's not in the draft this year, right? He's next year.
No, he's going to be absolutely disgusting though.
But
when he comes out,
was last year his freshman year or sophomore year? Sophomore
year, yeah, because he played his freshman year, a little bit.
So where it's like
even just like last year.
So even just a guy like that, like if we can get him next year somehow, like in the first round when we have a pick, like a guy like that for Justin Fields, who probably didn't throw to him that often, but they played together, I don't know.
Right.
But I just want a guy who played in a big conference that was number 1 or a number 2 on a really good team, like a Mechie or a Williams or whatever, and just take a guy that is going to be good. Instead of taking a risk. I'm just so sick of them taking risks.
So for Matt Miller's draft, the one that came out today, his mock.
Okay.
I love what he did with the Bears, and you're not going to like it because they don't take that guy. They end up getting Christian Watson, that guy from North Dakota State, the dude that's fast as fuck.
See, I just don't
6'3", 4'3" speed.
I like it, but I don't know.
They also get that Nicholas Petit-Frere. He's the left tackle from Ohio State who blocked for Justin Fields. And he's nasty, dude. Like he had one bad game, but it was against Hutchinson, and it was one game and there was a rivalry, so anything could fucking happen. Like he was disgusting for 2 years, and it was in the snow. Yeah, so for them to be able to address the O-line in such a big way there be huge, which is their glaring need. And then also get a guy like Christian Watson, who I think, take a great flyer on in the second round. I mean,
do you take him at 39 or take him at 48, though? Do you take him at... No, we don't want another Kevin White. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's why I said worst case scenario. You take him at 39. You're lucky he's there at 39, and you take him.
You think there's going to be that many receivers gone, though? I mean, what do you think he's going to be? He's like the 7th or 8th best receiver in the draft, no?
I think Jahan Dotson could be there.
So what do you think about the Alabama receivers, bro? What do you think about the Alabama guys and fucking Jameson Williams? Like, are you not on their shit?
Jameson Williams is going first round. John Mechie is projected middle of the second.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say, are you not a fan of those guys or what?
No, I'm a fan of them. I like the other guys better.
Fair enough.
Just because of the injuries to those guys.
Yeah, I'm oddly not scared of their injuries, but then I see a guy like Pickens where I'm like, yeah, that guy's injury is fucking...
You're terrified of that guy. It's because they're Bama guys.
Yeah, exactly. And those guys do nothing but prosper in the league, literally. So it's like, how can you... It's just
like the Ohio State receivers. They're sick in the league.
So I'm saying it's just a script. It's just a script that has been...
It is.
Fucking all day, and it works. Let's go with that. Let's do something that works instead of being like, let's take a dude from fucking North Dakota State. I just
you hate smartest guy in the room syndrome, essentially.
What is that? What do you mean?
Where you're trying to be the smartest guy in the room and take somebody that nobody is thinking about.
Because Bob, we've done it damn near my whole adult life, and it never fucking works out, bro. Like, it never works out.
No.
Matt Forte, and I'm pretty sure he was a second round pick, where it's like, other than that, we've gotten a couple good players like defensively, but like our first rounder is always garbage. And it's just like, can we just take a layup? Can we just take a layup for once, please? That's my thing.
Trust me, dude. I get it. We took.
You took Matt Stafford.
No, I don't even remember the guy's name anymore. The tight end, Eric Ebron. We took Eric Ebron once. I seen it.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean,
the one thing that I hated, the only better scenario for the Bears, I think, would be if this guy Kenyon Green falls to them. He's a nasty guard. He played guard and tackle at Texas A&M, but he's just he's a human being. And if he somehow falls to them, which he could, the guard tackle thing's like weird in this draft because there's so many of them. It's just like the receivers.
Yeah,
he's a human being. He's a biggin.
I don't know. But I would like that.
Matt Miller had, and this makes me fucking sick. He had the Packers in the first round. They get that Kenyon Green guy.
Okay.
And then 6 picks later or something like that, when they have the real pick, they get
a receiver,
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Which would be our absolute nightmare in the
NFC. It seems like I mean, I don't know about the Vikings. I don't even know where the fuck they fall, but I feel like out of the three, the Lions, Bears, and Green Bay, they're all kind of going for the same type of at least they're all in need of receivers. And I know that Green Bay is looking for O-line, and obviously we're looking for O-line. So it's like, motherfucker, man. So
do you have a realistic wish list for your 2 picks in that second round?
No, I want 39 to be a receiver. And I want that Treylon. I want Burks or either of the fucking
Burks. Lions are going to take Burks before you guys do.
Burks. Shut the fuck up. I want Burks.
No way he's getting past us for 2 picks.
I want Burks or I want one of the 2 Alabama receivers. That's like a legitimate, like, obviously I don't think Williams is going to be there, but like I would love Mechie. I would take him early because that guy, he's a winner. He's an absolute winner. He's like just one of those guys where you want him on your team. Or, if there's like someone that falls, which, yeah, but I think like that'll probably be the 5th or 6th receiver taken. So I think one of those guys is legitimately can fall. And then at 39 or at 48 or whatever the fuck it is, you either go, I'm hoping O-line, but the Bears like to do dumb shit and not take O-linemen quite often. I don't know if we've taken an O-lineman since fucking Kyle Long. But
they need corners too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Or if someone's not there, you go DB, preferably corner. I want receiver, O-line, and then go from there with it. We don't have another pick until the or I think we have a 3rd and then no 4th and then like 2 5ths or some shit. So I mean, we don't got much value, but if we can get receiver, O-line, and then after that, kind of just take the best available. That's my wish list.
Okay. Mike's official wish list is Chris Olave somehow at 39. And then Evan Neal at 48.
No, dude, you know what I'm saying?
He wants the 2 best at their position. No, I get it.
I'm just sick of these.
To bust your balls out.
I'm just so sick of these fucking them taking chances on guys that it's like, just get a guy that's literally won. Like, just get a winner, please. Like, that's why I like the Justin Fields thing. It's like, dude, the guy's a winner and he's gonna win. Now get some more winners around him instead of fucking around. That's all. So
all right. So Mike's official Bears wish list then. John Mechie at 39, and then maybe Petit, the Ohio State guy, Petit Frere at 48.
Dude, and I honestly
think that'd be a fucking sick draft for them.
I wouldn't mind the kid from Penn State either.
Jahan.
But
I think he would fit in perfectly with you guys.
I just think that he's fucking.
Did you lose audio?
Yeah. Fuck. Well, speak.
Hello.
All right, you're gonna be fucking echoing now. What
That's all right. Just turn it down a little.
Okay.
My official wish list then is 2. I'll just say 2 Hutch, 32 N'Kobe Dean, and then 34 George Pickens. That is my official Detroit Lions first 3 picks wish list Thursday, Friday.
We'll see.
That's all I got. Anything else?
No.
Anything crazy? Anything wild?
No, I think we.
Anything nuts?
What
about you, Jack?
No.
No.
No, I'm good, man.
Me?
We'll see.
What do you got going on, Jack? Yeah.
Nothing.
Anything in your brain here? You hope the Lions just win the Stanley Cup or what?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny when Goff said that he wasn't worried if the Lions draft another quarterback. That's pretty much the only thing I saw. Which is hilarious.
That guy should be worried if there's a fucking 6th grade quarterback coming into the room.
He should be worried if the Lions fucking can win a single game in the next decade. That's what he should be worried about.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even be worried if there was a fire.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't be worried if there was a fire. Dope. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. I am very excited and hopeful. Clearly, I look like the asshole, like you guys said in the front row. At what's it called? What do they usually? Where they used to do the draft every time in New York?
No, somewhere in New York.
It was some hall. That sounds stupid now. Caught all that, Jack. Shout out to Rogue Creative. Shout out to what are the new guys? Who are the new guys potentially? What's their name?
They're called Canapros. They got
Canapros.
Yeah, and they got some product, and they're mostly a distribution company. So we'll get some more details on that, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Potentially shout out to those guys.
Also,
shout out to Carl's Golfland. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was gonna say shout out to the Mavs. that's my baseball team. For opening days on Friday.
Wow!
I'm gonna hit a dinger for the Pop.
Oh, huge shout out to the Mavs.
Yeah, go Mavs.
Oh yeah.
All right,
let's
Mikey.
Fucking go.
Pray for Mikey's groin too. He's trying to keep everything intact this year.
Sweet.
I'm nervous.
No injuries. No injuries. Okay.
No drinks.
Anything else, Jack?
No drinks.
No, that's good on my part. Loved it.
Beautiful. All right, guys. We love you. That's a wrap for episode 17, the official draft episode. Maybe we'll do one of these little baked up on some Canapros. Who knows if these end up talking to these guys. Next week, we'll definitely go over the draft. We'll probably both be crying, but we will see you guys then.
Cool.
Later.
Hell yeah.